must we take this disgrace? Another Bears fan throwing insults in our face.
Aaron Rodgers takes, pump fakes once and again, scrambles to his right, buying time, takes it himself. He's to the 5 in the end zone for the touchdown. Aaron Rodgers just inside the pylon, and the Packers lead it 23-14.
The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. They really, 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 really suck. Yes, the Bears still suck.
What's up, Packer fans? Back, 41 North Pod. I'm Trevor, here with Mario.
Yo.
Talking big Packers road win against the Bears, supposed rival. Mario, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Trev, the Packers are just winning games right now. And it's weird because I feel like we're dominating these games, but it's not necessarily showing on the scoreboard. We're getting the job done. We're leaving with W's. Like I said last week, I just wish we would kind of like step on throats a little bit more and kind of just blow these teams out the park. And besides that first touchdown the Bears got, it was really nothing. D played good for all the people we're missing. Offensive line, did good again with everybody missing. I like what we had. I like where we're at.
People need to start putting some respect on Matt LaFleur's name.
Facts.
His domination since he's gotten the league. He's gotten to the biggest game, second biggest game in the NFL twice. About to get there this year, get that ship. But as far as like dominating your division and winning percentage as a new head coach, Shanahan and McVay and those guys, put LaFleur above them in that conversation at this point, as far as I'm concerned. Defense is not bad this year, and you could almost, I hesitate to say good. A lot of we're top 5 in a bunch of different statistical categories. We're getting stops, and this is with, missing some major guys. Kenny been a beast. Secondary played decent for how many injuries we've had. I think, if we can get something out of Rasul Douglas, that'd be awesome. Endeared himself to Packer fans. Yeah, well, yeah. Totally endeared himself to Packer fans with a nice, cheap shot on a Bears quarterback at one point in the game. So it's something you like to see to, introduce yourself into the Packers, get the respect of your teammates off the bat. So if we can get something out of them, the defense, what do you think, Mario? Can we say the Packers defense is good at this point yet?
Yeah, I would say they're good. If you go back and you look at, our schedule and obviously the teams that we've played, we're not giving up besides that first game. What have we really gave up? We gave up the 38 and 22 to a good Bengals offense, 17 to the Steelers. 28 to the Niners. I think the defense is starting to gel. I think the first couple of weeks it took a little bit for Barry to kind of learn what he has, what he doesn't have, what works, what doesn't work. And now you see it kind of taking itself to the next level. But, let's talk about the NFL signing of the year by my boy Goody with my boy Campbell. Rated the number 1 inside linebacker according to PFF. Talk about going from a big need to having a Pro Bowl player, and you didn't even have to waste a draft pick or pay millions on millions on millions of dollars. So it's refreshing to see Goot doing what Goot does and making the roster better as he continually does, as he just picked up Wiley. I just love what Goot's doing. Hopefully the fan base can get off his fucking back.
I think they've seen what they had in the combination of Garvin and Hamilton last week, which I didn't mind. I thought they played decently. They held it down for one side for that outside backer.
Yeah.
But then bringing in, Merciless this week is, I think, another huge signing by Goot. If we can get anything out of them and, some more depth on that side. I like where our defense is at, and once they start getting guys back, too, it's only going to get better from here. Stokes played good. Henry Black played good coming in for Savage. Sounds like Savage is going to be ready for this week. Not too sure about Jalen Smith. They started playing him a lot more, as the game went on, and he got a bunch of snaps, and I just want to see the Packers, between him and Barnes, make the right, so have the right guy on the field in the right situation because at times he looked lost, but at times you can see he's fast. He can cover people. They had him rush. I see, at least once I see, maybe a couple times, and I don't mind him rushing at all. So I mean, hopefully you get something out of him. I mean, and then you bring in another guy this week, signing, another veteran, get something out. I mean, people are coming here to win a ship this year, plain and simple.
Yeah, they see what's going on. They know the vibes. They know the juju that's happening up in Green Bay right now. They see what's going on in the film. I heard there's a rumor we might be going after another wide receiver. Looks like we might be trying to go after Brandon Crooks. I don't know if that's people blowing smoke or if that's real legit information. I hope not, because I feel like if we do get him, that is kind of telling for MVS. Maybe he's going to be out a little bit longer than we thought.
Looks like they're going to play it safe with him, yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, hamstrings, those can flare up. You don't want that to be a lingering problem throughout the year. But we're definitely missing that explosive player downfield right now. Not like Rodgers is hitting him when he's open anyways, but,
Yeah, a little bit of wonder about, Rodgers' deep game this year. Because we got other guys that, have a play where they're behind the defense. We see it from Lazard. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see it from Cobb this year. We got guys that can run it. Just Rodgers need to put them on them when they get that step. But MVS seems to have that step more often. So that's part of the equation is Rodgers putting it on him. I think that'll come. That'll get better. I mean, it hasn't been good so far, but I don't see it getting worse.
I just hope you see it getting better.
Yeah, no, I see it getting better. They're going to get MVS back at some point. The run game's been working, so you're going to have, those bombs on play actions. And we got receivers to do it. I mean, you've seen good things out of EQ last week. Tanyan's going to get more involved too. Tanyan. He's not blocking great this year, but I mean, we really still have to throw him the ball. And he's going to get some more touchdowns. You got to think that. Rodgers trying to get him more involved in the red zone. Red zone got a little bit better. Red zone's probably the one thing you can point to our defense being a little weak at, but not a little weak, but they need to improve there for sure. Special teams hasn't been bad, which is unusual in Green Bay. Punter's been booming them. And the one thing I like to say about the offensive line, you said the offensive line's been a plus this year. I agree. In that Bears game, they get 2 sacks, and that one was just looked like a miscommunication. It could have been on the quarterback, likely on the line. But as a lineman, you feel better about a miscommunication because you didn't get, you're not watching someone get beat just like, a nice move. You're not demoralized. It's just something that you could fix. The offensive lines look good as far as blocking people this year. Rodgers said that Billy Turner should be a Pro Bowler, and I mean, he's got an argument. So
offensive line has been very solid. I'm really impressed with the running game. The one thing I love about Matt the most is when he says he's going to look into something to change it, he fucking changes. And that first game, he got away from the run, and he said he wasn't going to do that anymore, and he hasn't. He sticks with the run. I love our 2 backs. Dillon is a beast. And then, I mean, Aaron Jones is top 5 running back in the NFL. So that combination right there is it's great. I love watching it. I love how at the end of the games, we're like, all right, Aaron, go ahead, chill on the sidelines. Thanks for your 2 touchdowns. We're going to let the big boy go ahead and run this clock out. I love it.
I could see Dillon being a problem late in the year for other teams.
Yeah, good luck tackling him in December, 10 degrees at Lambeau.
That's not taking anything away from one of the best weapons in the league with Aaron Jones. And between
he's
him
like
and
a closer. He's like our closer.
And
you know what I mean? Like, once the teams are wore down, Aaron Jones been fucking just running all over, fucking catching passes. And it's like, oh, we got this fully fresh guy for the last 2 drives. And the defense has got their hands on their hips. Good luck.
And you add that to basically an unstoppable receiver, the best receiver in the NFL. We got to have the offense keep improving and expect that this week coming back to Lambeau against a complete trash franchise. You talk about the Lions being one of the most trash franchises and feeling bad for some of those guys they've had there over the years. But Washington is definitely in the conversation now.
I would say it's different because, yes, Washington's bad this year, but they had a pretty, they made the playoffs last year, damn near beat the Super Bowl champs in the playoffs. But as far as their upper management, I'm talking about the most trash, most unprofessional. I know this is a little off topic, but I did just get an alert. It does look like, the great U.S. Congress is going to get involved. They want to know what's in those emails. You don't hold no secrets from our Congress. They ain't got shit else to do but look into some fucking emails.
Yeah, even up to last week with disrespecting the legend Sean Taylor. Washington continues to.
Are you talking about Pat? Are you talking about Pat Mahomes' brother?
No, I'm not. That's part of it. I mean, whatever. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about just how.
I mean, that is the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
I would punch Pat Mahomes' brother in the face if I knew Sean Taylor. Like if Sean Taylor was my friend or my family member, yeah, it'd be on site without question. Like there's a rope around it and a number, and you think it's a good idea to go dance on it. This ain't the fucking Washington football team's logo at the center of the fucking field at the 50. This is a man that was murdered, number on the ground with chains around it, and you go over there and start dancing on it? What a fucking joke. What a joke.
Well, I'm talking more about
just disrespect.
No, yeah, that wasn't cool. But just more the Washington football team, the whole franchise, and how they put that together, and that was disrespectful from the beginning. It sounds like the family finding out the week before, and sounds like it was kind of hastily, like, yeah, we should do this in light of everything else.
There's probably some stuff about Sean Taylor in the emails. You know what I mean? I mean, they know. I don't give a rat's ass what the NFL says, or they're not going to release this shit. This shit's going to get out. Whatever was in these emails is going to get out. And if there's something in there like, oh, this thug, Sean Taylor, deserved to die, and then they did this, like, that team needs to be moved not moved because, the fans didn't do anything, but something needs to happen. It needs to be like a Donald Sterling type situation.
Yeah, I'm not going to speculate what's on the emails. I mean, the fact that you're going on your second...
I think I don't know what's on the emails. I think it's horrible, though. I think they're not trying to tell anything because there's some horrible shit in those emails. That's what I think. I think once Congress start busting these open, wait for some stories to start flying around mid next week.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's likely the case the NFL protecting an owner or stuff that's
trying until Congress got involved.
The football teams going on
in our Congress is for the simple fact is this isn't what they're supposed to be doing, so they'll be really good at it. You know what I mean?
It's not governing the country.
Right. It's not like solving, homelessness or hunger or fixing our education system or something like that. Something that they should be spending their time on, but they're gonna figure out these fucking emails.
No, something really people really care about.
Through these. Yeah, they're gonna get to Trevor. They're gonna put all their resources into it and get this shit figured out.
Yeah, it's like if you're going on a team without a name. I mean, how hard do you have an internet, competition and Boney McBoatface and just name it?
I like the name, the Washington football team. I think that's pretty dope. It's like some soccer shit.
For a year, for temporary, until you come up with a mascot, in my opinion. But
I mean, I don't see why they don't just ride out with this. I mean, it's way.
Then it sounds like they might. It sounds like they might.
Washington football team than the Seattle Karens or whatever they're called, Cracklins or whatever. That's the worst sports name in the history of sports. The worst.
I don't know. I don't mind it.
I hate it. I like their jerseys. I like the colors. But as far as their name, that is the worst name I've ever seen. I've never even heard of a Kraken. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
It's a fictional sea monster.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is that? Like,
Whatever. It's not on my
I hate
radar or
it.
something that's.
It's on my radar because I'm a gambler
I like
and I
their.
like
I
to
like their.
gamble, and I don't even know what the fuck it is. I
I
hate
like
it.
their. I don't mind their uniforms. You
I
know,
love their colors
another thing that's
for the
horrible
Crackers.
about the Washington football team is their colors. I mean, to be honest, any team that's got maroon or whatever that stupid color that half the SEC is, it sucks. So
Yeah, I've never liked maroon since high school. Like,
exactly.
my
Any
father
type of
wore
those
maroon.
red,
Yeah.
purplish, whatever the hell. Back to Lambeau. Cool weather. Finally, some cool fall weather in Wisconsin. Noon game. Throwback uni or the new unis for the Packers. Supposedly throwbacks, but it looks like some new Nike joints the Packers coming out with. That it's going to be pretty slick to get these dubs. A shit franchise like Washington coming in here. It's going to be expect big things from the Packers this weekend. One of the things I wanted to mention too is such a luxury when you got guys that can block like that in your offense, like Lazard and Mercedes, like Big Dog. Like if you can put Big Dog out there on an island with one of the best, one of the I won't say the best, a good pass rusher like Khalil Mack, and you put out there with somebody like that, and that's a pass rushing specialist, and just have him like, okay, yeah, block him. That's a real luxury for the offense, and he's getting some catches now too. So things like that, I'm expecting the offense to keep progressing. We're gonna get some guys back. Sounds like Bakhtiari's back practicing now. We'll get him back eventually here. Who
I
knows about
think he might
MVS?
be out. I think he might be. I think, to be honest, I think we might sit him the next 2 games.
I wouldn't doubt that. Yeah, I
Just
don't
because
expect him to play this week.
I don't expect him to play this week and then playing on a short week. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
Like
a good
maybe if
point.
we
Yeah.
got to go to Sunday, maybe he would play, but I don't know. I just think it's more up in the air with the game being on a Thursday.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, the schedule's going to get dicier after this week, I think. You look to have a good game against Washington, beat the shit out of them in Lambeau. But then you got some good games coming up that will really see how well the Packers stack up this year, especially against those, one of the best teams in the NFC. And the Chiefs have been floundering a little bit, but still one of the best teams in the AFC, in my opinion. So,
I disagree with you on that.
you don't think they're one of the best teams in the AFC? The Chiefs?
Their defense is horrible.
True.
Like they can score. Mahomes got 8 interceptions already this year. He only threw 6 last year. I think they're going to be fucking exposed this week by King Henry. I think he's going to run all over them because I don't believe, and I think we'll do the same thing. I don't think their team can stop the run at all. Kansas City. I could see us beating Kansas City by easily double digits in Arrowhead.
The road game, Arrowhead's a tough place to play at. I'm looking
fuck.
forward to that one. I expect our offense to put up 30 plus, like you said. Them, and then Arizona's looking like they're legit this year, so that'll be a good game as well.
They should have lost to Minnesota, but yeah, they were playing all right. Their field goal kicker missed a kick. You know what I'm saying? So I think Kyler's decent. I'm looking for the Packers to just keep winning. Just keep winning.
Yeah, I hope we get some good news on Jair.
Yeah, that's kind of making me nervous. The less they say, the more nervous I get.
You hope we keep heals and they avoid surgery with that situation, because I think that'd be probably a season ender if they announce surgery on him. So hopefully he heals up and we get guys to come back. With or without Za'Darius, if we can improve our pass rush with that signing this week with Goot, with Whitney Merciless, if we can continue with Gary playing as well as he has, that would just be a huge bonus. I'd really hate to see the Packers pass rush with a Za'Darius added to it. So, I think they're good.
Oh, my God. We get Za'Darius back right around, the last week of the season? Okay. Our pass rush is going to be – I don't give a fuck who our corners are then. The quarterback
So-
ain't gonna have no time to throw the ball, so it's not even gonna fucking matter. We gonna be because the crazy thing too is we're gonna be able to play Zadarius like damn near hand on the ground, like Zadarius do whatever with all the people we've already added. If for some reason Zadarius can come back, oh my god, I would be so ecstatic. Big Z guy, big Z
So-
guy.
Not only is important, I say, is getting the dubs in these games, but also staying healthy through these games.
You know, the more I think about the 30 points a game thing, I'm not saying that we can't do it, but the way that our offense is kind of ran now, we don't need Rodgers to have a fucking 400-yard, 5-touchdown game.
Was that first game maybe a blessing in disguise? Because with the ESPN culture and power rankings every week, and what's the best team in the NFL, and who's what's the best 5-1 team, I'm almost wanting the Packers to fly under the radar a little bit this year, because you can see if you watch the games, like they haven't hit their peak of what they could be. The defense is playing solid, but they're banged up. The offense, Rodgers is missing some big, some deeper throws. You're feeling like they're not putting up points that they could put up as well. They haven't been great in the red zone this year, so you feel like they can only get better too. So if you watch this team, like, yeah, they're going to be a problem. Matt LaFleur is a problem in the NFL. And so I almost want us to fly underneath the radar a little bit this year, so they're not talking about the Packers. Because, imagine if we were 6-0 right now and what they'd be saying right now about the Packers, considering how banged up they are and whatnot,
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that because speaking of the power rankings, so we beat the Bears and we dropped 2 spots in the power ranking.
Well, that just goes to show you that beating the Bears is like expected. The biggest highlight of the game was our quarterback yelling at their fans that he owns them. So
Which he does. So I don't know, I don't think you should be allowed to be mad at the truth. So when my guy says, I own you, I fucking own you.
you
he
can be
fucking
mad
owns
at it.
you. He does.
You got to accept it,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, he talks about the lady in the first row giving the bird. Then the pitcher comes out. Everybody in the fucking section was giving him the bird.
Yeah, no, it's not a big deal. As would I to Justin Fields at Lambeau. So it is what it is.
I wouldn't give Justin Fields the bird because he doesn't do shit. He's a bum. He's a bum. His stats show it. The Bears have a fucking trash pick again. Justin Fields is a bust. He's not a good quarterback. He can't make all the throws. He's not a good player. There's never been an Ohio State quarterback that I can even think of that turned out to anything but a good wide receiver.
I don't think the writing's on the wall for Fields yet, but yeah, it's not looking good.
do.
I would say that.
That shit,
being on the Bears might
writing
ruin
on
your
the
career.
wall. I see the fucking spray paint on the wall, Trevor. It says bum. Probably a nice kid, probably a great kid, he's got some millions, he'll be all right. But as far as a football player in the NFL,
If you go by history and what the Bears' tendencies are, you could very well be right on this. I'm looking forward to them coming back to Lambeau after Rodgers saying he owned them in December there.
I look forward to Rodgers going back to Soldier next year as a Packer. Fuck them coming up here because there's going to be a drumming. They're going to be out of it. It doesn't even matter.
That's the feeling I got when I heard Rodgers say that is he's definitely leaving the door open. Like, I might, we're about to win this ship this year. Why wouldn't I come back and get another one next year? So that's the way I'm reading that.
I've been saying on the 41 North podcast all year, Rodgers ain't fucking going nowhere. Dude's going to be a Packer next year, and the year after that, maybe even, depending on where he's at. There's no way in hell the Packers are trading the best quarterback in the NFL. It's not going to happen. All the fans can think all they want. I love Rodgers, and if we're winning Super Bowls, yeah, let's keep him. I'm all for that. But I think we got another Hall of Famer waiting in the wings to take over, to just shit on all these people that are like, just wait until Rodgers is gone. You guys are doomed to have some bad luck for quarterback.
Hey, if you have to say wait till your best player is gone. Okay, we got the guy now. What kind of argument is that? And B, you don't know what the next guy's going to be either. So, you could just as well be wrong. if you go by history like we do on the Bears, yeah, Justin Fields probably going to suck. We go with history like we go by the Packers. Shit, Jordan Love got a bright future. If they can hang on to Love, if Rodgers, as long as he's playing well, if he gets the monkey off his back, gets off the schneid, and gets this ship like we're going to get this year, he's not going nowhere. We're not going to move on from that. He's got a Super Bowl. Somebody, why would he go somewhere else? Rodgers is going to show that he's the king of the NFL again, and he's going to be playing with the Packers again. And people are going to be mad as fuck, and they can keep saying that. Well, wait till Rodgers is gone.
Yeah, wait till Rodgers is gone. Wait till number 10 steps in. Me personally, and I think people will start to learn this, like with people like Pat Mahomes. Yes, it's very important to have a good quarterback on your team, 100%. But at the same time, if you just have a quarterback, you're not going to win. It's not going to happen. You need a full team. Patrick Mahomes does not play defense. You need defensive players. You need a full roster to compete for a Super Bowl. Just because you have one of the elite quarterbacks doesn't, I mean, look at the Packers. How many Super Bowls have we been to? And we've had the best quarterback for how long? You need a full complementary team, special teams, field goal, everything, practice squad, everything to make that happen. And I think what's going on in Kansas City right now, you're going to see people start to recognize that instead of being all over the quarterback's dick all the time. But I mean, as long as Matt's our coach, I don't really give a fuck who our quarterback is, as long as he can hit the open receiver, because Matt's gonna draw that shit up.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's got a good system here. People could say like, you put up Matt's numbers and they're like, well, that's with Rodgers. Yeah, you can say that about any. Holmgren had Favre. If Belichick had Brady. You can say that with anybody. Yeah, you get the best out of your player, and so you can't take that away from Matt LaFleur because he's had Rodgers.
So why wasn't McCarthy at the end of his tenure in Green Bay? Why wasn't he like that? He had Rodgers.
Yeah, exactly.
Playoffs.
No,
so, I mean, with that, like with that analogy, you should be able to just like McCarthy should still be the Packers coach. He's got Aaron Rodgers. What's the matter? Why did you fire him? You got Aaron Rodgers. You should just win every game. No, that's not how this shit works.
No, and you feel like Rodgers is obviously a smart offensive player, has been in the league a long time, and then mind melding with LaFleur is only gonna
and Hackett and the rest of them. That's one thing that I respect the most about Matt, and that's the one thing that I know for a fact makes Matt a great head coach. He never lets his pride get in the way from what I can see. He always makes sure, like, you'll hear Rodgers talk, you'll hear Matt talk, any of these guys talk, they'll talk about implementing plays. It might be the wide receiver coach. It might be Gadsby. It might be Hackett. It might be Rodgers, like Devontae, I'm sure, or like Aaron Jones. Like, it seems like Matt's willing to take any of the information anybody's willing to give him and set that out on the table and see if it will benefit the team, and if it does, they implement it. And I think that's what makes him so special.
Runs an innovative offense. I mean, I love the fact that like almost every one of the plays the Packers run are interchangeable between a run and a pass. I mean, they could do either one out of every one, and the players that get involved to be able to run the ball when teams know you're going to run the ball is a huge thing. Rodgers' mastery of the play action and the fake is awesome to watch during games. It's going to be an exciting season, and fans should savor every game. Smashing the fucking Redskins this week. Going to play the Cardinals with the J.J. Watt, the Wisconsin native that we should have got this last offseason, supposedly.
No, we shouldn't have got him. We don't need him.
Yeah, we're going to show that this week. Or next week, I should say. We'll get into the Cardinals in next week's pod. We'll have to come out with it a little bit early. Next week.
It's kind of like this week because it's like only 7 days away, but it's like not this week because it's not like after Sunday.
And it felt like fall once football started getting going, but now you're getting into high school playoffs. The temperature just dropped in the state of Wisconsin, looking like a high of 50 or so in Green Bay on Sunday. It's getting that time of year, baby. Multiple Packer games over the next week. We're not going to really bring up the Wisconsin Badgers this year much. But
Saturdays just are not the same with how Bucky's out there performing. Tell you that.
hunting season's getting into the thick of it.
Yeah, a lot of people. Be careful on your way to Green Bay. Was on the highway this week, up northish, not up northish, but whatever. A lot of deers on the road. A lot of dead deers. A lot of deers running. Be safe when traveling up north. You know they're up there hunting them bucks up there up north.
Yeah, get loud Sunday at Lambeau. Big game for the Packers this week. We'll be back
Wave
next
on
week.
defense. Wave on defense. Not offense.
Yep. Yeah, listen to the prompts. Get louder
Yeah.
earlier on third down. I'll be there, getting involved, helping this out. But get louder earlier on third down. Know when to be quiet. Know when to cheer. And know when to get loud. When defense get nuts. The only time you cheer on offense, we get a first down or a touchdown. Don't be up there cheering because Rodgers is coming to the line and shit. Don't take the prompts from the coach. We need to be involved.
Yeah. And like my whole thing too is like Aaron shouldn't be having to tell the crowd to be quiet.
No, you should know better. It actually sucks watching some of these smarter, NFL crowds. I mean, you watch them at Foxborough, and some of these crowds like know what to do, when to cheer and shit. And we got to get there, Packer fans. So we'll start this week.
I love what New England did to Tom Brady. That shit was awesome. They were like, they love him before the game. Game starts, they boo him. They know what the fuck's going on out there.
Yeah, we're getting there, Lambeau. We're getting there. The crowd's getting a little younger, a little rowdier. We're gonna get loud. A lot more standing up. No more sitting on your hands at Lambeau. So have a few Miller Lights. Have a few Bloody Marys before the game, and let's get after it this weekend. It's going to be a big. Watch Devontae just chew up cornerbacks. Watch Aaron Jones just fucking stiff arm people. It's going to be awesome. So
make sure to have the stadium is cashless, so you want to make sure you got your cards. But before the game, if you're going to a bar or something, you want cash. They probably don't take a card. So you need both. So hit up a Quick Trip, cash, free ATM. Get your money for free at Quick Trip, and go spend some money. Go root loud if it helps you to take a couple shots or something before you walk in the stadium. Do that. But let's be loud. Let's not overlook. I'm hoping that this team isn't overlooking anybody like I feel like we did the first week. Go Pack Go, and I can't wait to go along this ride to this Super Bowl that we're about to win, because it's feeling like 2010 again.
Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go. 41 North, bitch.